Hi, this is Attorney Feng, immigration lawyer from New York City. Today we're going to talk about what if pandemic stuck you outside of US for more than a year as a green card holder. Can you return US without any problem? Basically, if your green card is still valid, and if you stuck outside of US due to the pandemic for more than a year, theoretically, you could be considered abandoning your green card. However, in practice, we would suggest you just buy a ticket and come back, return to US. Because the CBP, which is the border officer, already communicated with airline members that they will consider pandemic as an uncontrollable situation for green card who stuck outside for more than a year. At the same time, you should bring evidence to prove that you have maintained your green card. For example, because of uncontrollable situation, your return flight tickets have been canceled, and you have maintained a property in US, you have maintained a job in US, you have paid US tax, you have a car insurance, you have bank account. Those evidence proves a tie with US. So with those evidence, you should be able to return US. CBP would not make it very difficult for you. Another problem that our clients reported that they may be refused to board an airline. So this is a situation that airline has the authority to control. If they believe you have been stuck outside for more than a year, even you have a valid green card, they can refuse you board. We're going to let you know that CBP border, they have a special group to communicate with airline. It's called Regional Carrier Liaison Group. So those group, your airline can contact them, tell them your situation, and the group will tell them if CBP is okay for them to board and then let them in. So before you buy a ticket, we would suggest you buy a ticket from US airline because they have, they know better, they have most updated information from CBP, and they have a communication channel with CBP, so that will make you easier to board a US airline rather than a non-US airline. But if you have a tickets with non-US airline, leave enough time at the airport so they can communicate with CBP. They would make decision whether they may allow you to board the flight. And a lot of people ask a question about the return residence visa. This is a visa that you apply in the local US consular office to give you permission whether they may think you maintain your green card. However, in practice, this kind of visa application takes about at least 6 months, and also 50% of the application were denied so far. So we would not suggest you to go through that path because it wastes time, and maybe you have 50% of a chance to get denied. And that denial doesn't invalidate your green card. That denial may scare you, okay, should I return or not? In reality, CBP has a very relaxed policy in terms of whether you can return. And US Consular Office, on the other hand, has very strict policy on that. So we would suggest you don't bother to apply for a return residence visa. You can just buy a flight ticket as long as you can board the flight, and then you can come to the border, and the CBP will likely, if you present the evidence we mentioned, let you in. Hope our tips are helpful, and good luck to everybody.